Yeah. Then put it somewhere else you like.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I guess it is just like we're both just gonna stare at the timer all.
I know.
The entire
that's
episode.
What I'm worried about. Yeah, I'm gonna fix it.
It's the only thing to stare at. We should put something more interesting right there. We should put like porn on.
That would be a sick move.
No,
that would be a sick.
I'm not into watching porn with the bros. I was never into that in middle school when like
Me
the one
neither.
guy
When
would
dudes
be
did
like,
that.
he's like, you go over to one guy's house and he's like, you know what we're gonna do with our time? We're gonna watch porn on my stepdad's computer.
Remember the kids that were like exchanging porn like in the bathroom of school? Did you have that?
I was always taking a shit and I was like, come on. No, I'm trying to.
Did you ever jerk off in school?
No. Did you?
I don't think
It's
so.
okay, yeah,
I had
I
a
wouldn't
friend
judge.
that told me about it a bunch. I don't think I ever did it. If I did do it, it was uneventful enough that I don't really remember it, you know?
Yeah, I almost certainly did not.
I knew a guy that did it, though, and he talked about it a lot. He was like, it's a sick move, dude.
It's kind of funny, you know. That's kind of funny move to like shit or jerk off in a public school bathroom.
That's kind of a funny move.
Yeah, man. I'm not here to judge it, but I definitely never.
Yeah, that wasn't for me either.
Yeah, it's just not my.
Have you ever done it in public at all in any way, kind of?
Yeah, jerked off in my. Yeah, I jerked off in my car
While driving?
while driving.
I have, yeah, while driving.
Yeah, me too. When you were sleeping in the truck.
in the truck.
On the
There was
ride
enough
to-
space between
the-
us. There was that huge.
There was a lot
gap.
we had islands. We had like
Yeah.
little, we had a lot of.
You could have pulled out a little quick
Do
low.
it through the basketball shorts.
Yeah, just under the little armrest, just keeping it low and slow.
Yeah, we were packing them in. That was good. I didn't jerk off in your truck though.
I didn't think you did. That would have been a pretty intense move. that would have been a really ballsy move.
Totally unnecessary.
You would be a completely different person than the person I thought I knew. Are you okay?
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna probably cut this
No,
anyway.
you should keep
we
coughing
started
into
hot.
the fucking mic, dude.
We started out hot where we're like we jerk off everywhere we go. Every surface you've seen us on,
every
jerked off on.
Everywhere you've ever
Every
seen me
mode-
sitting, I just came.
On any mode of transportation I've ever taken. I've jerked off in. The Staten Island Ferry, jerked off in. Horse carriage rides through downtown, jerked off. Skis, jerked off down in the mountain. It was cold. It was a very cold and windy day.
Snowmobiles.
I jerked off on it. I was jerking off on a snowmobile and it started and ran over Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, that was the first X Games.
Oh, man.
That was the first triple X Games. Oh.
It's crazy they made that movie Triple X and they didn't make it.
It's not sexual.
It should have been sexual. They're like, hey,
That
let's
was
make a
such-
movie called
yeah.
Triple X and have no sex in it.
They could have made it literally any other letter.
Yeah. What if it was like Triple F?
Yeah, that would have
Yeah.
been fine.
Triple K.
Because they could have been like, he's a 3-time felon.
Triple K.
He's
This
a-
white bald man coming out of prison is gonna solve all of
That
America's
took me you
problems.
saying it like 3 times. You went like Triple K and I didn't respond. And you know when you say a joke and no one responds? You did it 3 times and on the 3rd time it actually worked. See,
actually
that's why you
landed.
do that.
Because
People are
sometimes
always
the people
like,
are just
yeah,
spacing
yeah.
out. No, but there's so many times on the podcast where I tell a joke that shouldn't or wouldn't or couldn't land, and then I repeat it a bunch, and I'm like, oh my god, Donovan, let it slide.
Yeah. But that time it worked out.
It is interesting recording
Because it
yourself.
would be hilarious for them to get like all the way through production and then at the very end have one person be like,
hey, it's
they're just like,
did you guys like they printed the poster and that's where they figured it out? KKK. Wait a second.
they're like first pretty. They're just like, hold up a minute.
Aw, darn. Well, I got this other idea. Starts with the letter N. No.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. Did you watch Triple X? Were you a fan?
In theaters. I never saw it since. I had no interest.
It's sick, dude.
I remember he's like jumping wheelies. On
Did
like
you see the one with Ice Cube?
Yeah, I think I did too.
Way
Also
less
in theaters.
wheelies. Way less wheelies.
Is he doing a wheelie on a 4-wheeler?
I think he does, which has got to be, I think, the easiest wheelie.
Yeah.
That's basically a bicycle. You're not gonna impress me if you're just basically riding a bicycle.
I kind of remember this. It's like you're just doing wheelies over like fences. Not even.
Oh fences. No! In Triple X, it's a famous scene
of wheelies.
He jumps through a barbed wire fence.
Yeah.
Sideways on a dirt bike.
Exactly. That's exactly.
And it's very clearly not Vin Diesel.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm thinking of.
Did you watch Riddick? I think I've probably talked about this.
I like Riddick. About this a lot. I like the first one more.
It's probably my favorite trilogy of all time.
Pitch Black. Yeah, I like those
Except
movies.
It's more than a trilogy. Though.
One thing, speaking of the Triple X jump, is do you ever see The Great Escape, the old time movie? It's an oldies movie. It's from the early '60s.
No, but I know the songs, the multiple Great Escape songs.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But the movie, wait, who's in the movie?
It's just like a prison escape from Nazis, and it's Steve McQueen, Charles Bronson, Charles Bronson, Steve McQueen.
Like the British prisoner, Charles Bronson?
That guy took his name after the real guy.
I know.
Okay.
Silly.
My bad.
Wait, like the criminal Charles Bronson?
Like Tom Hardy?
Wait, like the criminal Charles?
Like Action Bronson?
On the third one, I get you.
Yeah. Oh man, but his friend does this stuff. Steve McQueen jumps a motorcycle over this like Nazi fence, and then he actually gets stuck. But it's epic because it is like it's his friend. It's his best friend does the stunt because they're like, we're not letting Steve McQueen do this. Yeah, Steve McQueen really wanted to though, and because he was like a big motorcycle guy. And it's just like, it is a guy just jumping a fucking motorcycle is real. There's like no assist. It's like he's just jumping a motorcycle right into a fence. So that scene is definitely Great Escape influence. But let's talk about Vin Diesel's actual best work, which is the Chronicles of Riddick. Pitch Black. What's the third one?
I think it's just Riddick.
Oh, okay. Then I have not seen Riddick.
That one's cool. It's like a return kind of to like the first one more, but a little bit less. The first one was very much like Alien.
Yeah, I like the first one a lot.
It's really good, but it had a similar vibe, like with the kind of him sneaking around type and like what's going on here. And it was like all one setting kind of, which was really smart. But the third is still him like, it's a similar feel, but it's just Vin Diesel like most of the movie. He's basically like half the movie just trying to get around this crazy alien. It's pretty sick. I liked it. I liked the third one a lot. A lot of people like talk shit. But it's funny because if you're a fan of the first one or the second one, like those are vastly different movies.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like that is one thing we're being semi-sarcastic and whatever. I do genuinely like it, and I do genuinely think it's impressive that those two are so different and both for what they are very good.
No, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like if you're telling me, okay, I'm doing a low budget sci-fi stranded on a maroon planet with aliens, we don't like, it's like that is a very good version of that. And then if you tell me like, oh, we're doing a sci-fi epic, it's like, well, the second one is a very good version of that.
Absolutely. I think Pitch Black is a very good is like one of the best low budget sci-fi movies. They do a lot for a little.
Dune wishes it was Chronicles of Riddick.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this Dune, but I'm not going to read the book. But I'm like,
you're not going to read the book?
No, but I am like, ooh, I like. Ooh, doesn't this just sound so much better when we put it up close?
Yeah, should we? But I feel like I'm going to have a lot of spare breaths.
Oh yeah, we breathe too heavily. I keep forgetting that. Let's both. Okay.
Yeah, we gotta bring it back.
We haven't earned the right to be.
Yeah, and we laugh a lot. I think like that's why I think what we should do is go in the middle, because we're bring yours closer, a little closer.
Here we go.
A little more close, a little closer.
Oh.
Just turn your head to the your head to the side when you have to breathe. Yeah. Okay. Don't breathe like that.
Hear about these kids dying for this blackout game?
This is going to be such a pleasant part of the podcast.
I need this to survive, guys.
Well, that's why I was saying part of it is we got to hit the in-between, because it's not just the breathing, but it's also like the laughing. I laugh pretty loud, and it comes unexpectedly, so I don't want to like...
Peaks. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I think we're too quiet now. I think you're way too quiet. You are really far away from the mic.
I'll talk at a louder voice. I'll say things like...
I like that we spend like a good portion of every podcast talking about this.
We'll get there. We
got to get past this hump, dude. We got to get past this hump. Once we're past this hump, the sky's the limit, really.
Damn, bro. Today marks the end of no more monthly shows.
Oh, yeah.
For me.
No more monthlies, dude.
It was very sad having to message friends who I talked into coming to my show.
Yeah,
the
for
show
me
was
too.
no longer happening.
I had to go get coffee from my guy and be like, the show's canceled. And he was like, what?
Yeah, it's such a bummer.
He charged me extra.
Damn.
No, I'm kidding.
No, I mean, it is like you feel that, though, because it is. Oh,
I gave him an extra big tip, though, because I was like, I'm sorry, dude.
I'm such a lame.
I'm such a fucking loser.
I've been doing this show for 9 months. If you would have came to any other 9 months, it wouldn't have been canceled. But you came to this month. I think,
Well, I haven't.
No, I know, but that's what I feel. I mean, yeah, so it's different for you. But I get it. But it is like, I had a best, same boat.
I was going to kill so hard.
We both would have killed.
I had such a great set plan, dude.
I know you would have killed. It would have been so fun to have you.
You would have loved
the
it,
long
dude.
sets, us doing the long sets. That's what I was like, let's just make it like the good old days of Atlanta.
Yeah.
We fill an hour up, 3 people listening.
Yeah, 3 people listening.
And we go get wings
comics.
after.
Then we just go get wings. Dude, we would have gotten
Well, if my co-producer quit, we could have just done it one-on-one, one with one.
That's what we should have done. Why didn't we
mono.
just do that? You didn't want to.
I wanted that, but I didn't want to be like, hey, Sam, me and my boy Ryder are just going to...
You should have. You should have just been like, hey, that's cool.
That's how I fought February. I was like, I'm still doing the show with
Yeah,
that.
you should have just been like, well, not even in a fight way. Just being like, oh, I get it. It doesn't matter if you decide not to go, right? There's no...
I want it to be that way. I don't have hard feelings. I just want the show to go on. I just don't want... Yeah.
Well, and it's one of those things, too, where it's like,
I'm fine. I'm literally...
If you're like worried about being embarrassed, then just don't go, because you're not going to...
That's my take, too. Yeah, that's 100... Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's like, I just want the stage time. I want the opportunity. And my personal values are, I have the same cancellation policy as a hotel.
Oh, God, I would have loved that, dude, if me and you just fucking... Sorry,
cancellation
100%. Policy as a hotel? What
yeah, it was a bad punchline. We could go over it. Yeah, 24 hours beforehand.
I knew it was going to be. I knew it was going to be
24 hours
stupid.
beforehand, you know?
Yeah, that's stupid. That's not that's just how things work.
Exactly, so we shouldn't be canceling morning of.
Yeah, that bummed me out. Yeah, because if I had known 24 hours, I might have been able to get in a rehearsal. Whatever.
Well, that was the thing too. Was like, yeah, I don't know. And it's like you talk to. It is kind of funny.
You could have just done 45 each. Just been stretching, so just at least 10 minutes each of. So
we could have each done half an hour. And but the thing is, I would have had. So no, just because I couldn't think of shit either. I would definitely would have paused like that. I do this all the time.
Yeah, exactly. We both would have been doing the like.
We would have gotten to minute 20.
I think what both of us would have happened is we would do that for 3 minutes in between 10-minute chunks.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Because both of us like.
And then you just think of everything and it all clicks.
Yeah,
and
then you get like, okay, this is like this next 5 minutes. Boom.
When that 3 minutes of ho humming goes down to like 10 seconds, and
then
it is those, like,
real.
And we do have that like in the pocket for 5 minutes. That would be so sweet.
That's why I always go on stage with a surfboard, dude.
Oh hell yeah, that'd be fun.
Just ride that wave.
Ooh, riding the wave,
baby, dude, you're a comedy
I went
legend.
to my mom's fucking house for Easter. And she gave me all these
Easter present.
She gave me all these little gifts. They were all.
Just there was a couple. Okay.
They were all like very, I accidentally ordered a bunch of shit on Amazon to her house, which bums me out because I use her Amazon Prime, and I ordered like $250 in clothing, and then it defaults to her card, defaults to her house. My whole time using Amazon, I've always switched it over. This was the first time I fucked it up, but then I had to like Zelle her $500 or $250. Pick up, then see her. I couldn't blow her off on Easter because I needed all the clothes.
Well, you didn't want to blow your mom off on Easter, anyways. Don't lie, dude.
I got these.
Don't pretend like you're hardcore. Donovan over here pretending like he's hardcore, like he didn't want to see his mommy on Easter.
Yeah,
anyways,
I wanted to.
Don't pretend like you didn't want mommy kisses, dude. You're so
exactly.
full of baloney.
I wanted my mommy's boyfriend to make a ham.
Yeah, dude, mommy's boyfriend ham.
Very good ham.
It's pretty good ham. Almost as good as. My father's ham.
Nowhere near as good.
Still married to my mother. My whole family.
That ham is so much sweeter. I can't. The ham of
my unbroken family ham.
No, that is a good ham.
I totally just yelled into the mic.
I know. It's like, oh, man, this could have been a minute clip, but you fucking
I fucked it.
But absolutely. Yeah, amen.
Oh, man. I miss...
I went to both sides of the family. Went up north side to my dad's family. Dad didn't make any fucking ham.
Oh, dude.
No, but it was
That's
a
the
time.
Dopest part about,
but
like...
I had to dip out right before dinner was served on that family to make it to the far south side to my mom's house. Shout out the podcast. And then we ate outside, which was trippy, because it's like my mom lives in this town where it's 1 square mile. It's a mile by a mile. It's immediately south of the city. It could just be the city.
Yeah, why isn't it?
They chose probably they chose to be a suburb back in the day because of racism, I'm gonna guess. And that's what the whole town. It's like they don't like it, but it's kind of the vibe. It's basically these co-ops, and it's basically like low, cheap housing, affordable housing, but it's like all these weird rules to keep people out. I know it's weird. So you're just like
weird rules where it's like how high can you come jump over here? Too high.
Dribble this basketball 4 times.
Yeah. Tell us what you think is cool. And then you're like, oh shit, you blew our cool meter off. You gotta get out of here.
Name 3 country music artists.
Yes.
You can't? You're out.
Who's Kenny Chesney? Tell me.
And I literally couldn't name a single.
Who's the funniest comic in the world? Who does the best comedy?
Kevin Hart. No, you're out.
No. You might be fine.
Yeah,
with
you're
Kevin
right. They might be fine. They would be fine.
Bernie Mac, you have to live 30 blocks in the other direction, dude.
Same street. Yeah, that's what's so crazy is you can't live any closer. The most racist part of the city. The most racist part of Chicago. It is so ironic to me that the most racist part of Chicago lives so in the thick of the crime, borders of crime. Like, there's tons of good neighborhoods in Chicago, like good, heavy African-American neighborhoods. And then there's some bad ones.
The way you stumbled through that makes me think you're definitely going to want to cut this
is
whole
going to be a
chunk.
weird little...
It's all right, dude. We can start the podcast right here.
Okay, cool.
We're starting right now. Welcome to the podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryder, Olle. This is your other host,
Donovan Strong O'Donnell.
Donovan poops his pants O'Donnell.
Do you have any topic?
Dude, no, but I just wanted to middle school bully you. I did want to get back to one from a while back, and I hate to return to this.
Is it episode 1 now that the podcast is out?
Maybe. No, I don't think so. But it was one that was just has been burning in my mind since then. Bullying during chess tournaments. Right?
Oh, hell yeah.
We talked about this. Used to be in chess club and bully.
Man. Dude, I love chess. I've been playing chess regularly again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How's that been? Have you been bullying back at on the online chess?
No, but I do it after my open mic on Mondays at Taylor Street, and what I do is I play.
You play chess there with people that come?
Yeah, audience regular.
Do they have like a chess table there?
They regularly play chess. They have a handful of board games, but chess is the only regularly used one.
That's sick.
And
dude.
It's been getting used a lot. And I play Brian. I'm like one of the best in the. I'm like one of the.
Yeah, you played in high school.
I want to go to other nights and just like always dominate. But what I do, like where I was crushing on Monday.
I only like chess when I dominate.
But it was this weird thing. So it was only for like 7 people.
That's actually, by the way, a really good idea, mentality to have as a conqueror.
Yeah.
Like I only like dominating.
I don't like going into countries.
I don't like fair
lose.
battles.
I don't want to go Russia. I'm not going to go Russia.
In the movies they're always like they're good warriors. We have to respect them. It's like if you respect your enemy, you should not fight them.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you have
great point.
any amount of
they have a good
respect,
chance.
You should only be like, I'm about to smoke this fool in chess.
No, absolutely, and that's exactly what happens. I think I lost. I've in like the 10 games I played, I lost 1, and it was because I was like, I played way more than 10. Yeah, in the couple dozen games I played, I've lost 1, and it was because, and that's how it's always going to be. I make mistakes.
A fluke.
In a game, in every game, I usually make.
They didn't deserve the win. Dude.
I make 1 to 2 mistakes, and if you capitalize on those 1 to 2, you can do a lot. But if you don't, I'm coming for your 4 to 5 mistakes.
Oh, dude.
It's a war of attrition.
Coming for you.
But yeah, so I get off the stage from hoping the OC.
Do you think about chess like that? Sorry to interrupt. I know you're about to go into a story, but
I should think about other things like that.
Do you think about chess? Like, do you think about it? Like, because in the shows and movies, they always make it out. The dude's like, in a game of, in a battle like this, there is a war. Or is it very much so like, okay, they move their pawn here. I know to do this. Or is it like a guessing in the, you know what I mean? Like, is the mentality really like, I'm going to be an aggressive attacker who's plunging their fortifications? Like, is that really how it goes?
No, I love that. I mean, I love talking chess metaphors because people only play chess to be obnoxious and give metaphors.
That's the whole point of chess, dude.
Is to give obnoxious.
You should do that.
Cryptic metaphors about it.
It's like, I'm into art, and then they're like, yeah, but I don't like talking about it douchey. It's like, well, then you're not into art. Shut up. It's like music. I always feel like, I talk about it douchey, but it's like, I should.
The number one metaphor that has taught me a lesson that I get out of chess is, so you go into chess and you have your game plan, and my game plan is like a third, and I don't even know, it's whatever the main opening, and I believe an opening is a gambit, and gambit is an X-Man, but I don't even know if that's what a gambit is. I don't actually know what a gambit is. Move on.
Okay. Don't repeat that one 3 times.
Fair enough. But
no, that was
no, that's good. I like that.
Keep it up. Dude. You're on fire tonight.
Thanks, bro. No, I just got to. Sometimes I have to ramble for 5 minutes to remember what I wanted to talk about. But no, so you do your opening, and then that guy has to do his stuff. And if you're not good, your stuff can be chaotic. And then I have to just, now how do I change my game plan because you just threw some chaos at me? Or if you're really good and you're better than me, it's like, fuck, how do I keep myself up on his par, you know? And then it is a thing.
Can you actually, like, tell when you're getting smoked? Like, I don't even know when I'm winning and losing in chess.
I haven't played someone in person who I've gotten smoked by since high school. I've never lost. I've never played someone. I was always afraid to play the homeless people. I'm still like kind of afraid, which is so stupid because their whole game is to hustle everyone, and it's like I would lose to them, but I wouldn't lose badly. Those are the only people I think who would just smoke me in real life.
Oh, like if
I've never been
smoked. If you sat down and were like, I know your hustle. Here's $100.
I don't even have to do that. I literally only have. No, they play for real. I only have to bet. They're just that good. I only have to bet them $1, and I'm afraid of it for some reason.
And you think
this is a weird. I've never even like done it.
You should do it again, dude, and see if you get destroyed. And then if you win, oh my God, you should take the $1 and just wave it like on his face. Be like,
no, it's a huge honor, bro. Like if I beat them, that would be like a huge honor for me. That would be one of the biggest.
If you beat them, you should fucking rub it in
That friend I was
You
talking
should
about,
crumple up the $1 and burn it.
That friend I was talking about got good because he was like one of the few kids, probably in Chicago, to like regularly play them as a kid. Because it is like, are you just going to sit down with like 6 homeless guys and play them for $1 in chess?
When they're really like good enough that it like everyone
is like... That's their
like
life. That's their livelihood, is that they play chess for $1. And they don't really exist in Chicago as much, but they're in New York in 2 places. And you could just go there and any hour of any given day, bet a homeless guy $1 for chess, bet him $5. You can do a minimum bet of $1 and play a full game of chess. And they're just hustling to win that $1 because they're that good. They'll win that game 99 out of 100 times.
Oh, and they know that, okay, I'll probably win this. And even when
Those are the only people I can foresee encountering that could just...
And I'm sure when they do lose, the people just leave it with them anyways.
Oh, absolutely. And you probably tip them more and shit like that. Yeah, you're betting $1. Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna take all of it.
You lost. That's what I was saying
that
about like you
epic.
beat him. That's what I was saying.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't get the just crumple it up and throw it at him. Just be like it's just.
I definitely take the $1. Because I would take the $1, but I just no. You get their $1. You get their $1.
Oh,
because you're both betting $1.
Oh my gosh!
So
yes,
yes. I would.
They hold it up to you and they're like shaking. And you're like, "Thank you," and then you just set both dollars on fire.
Oh man! But those same homeless.
And you go like this, and you go like, "I am the king," and then you challenge the rest of them. And each time you bet more money until the last one, you're like, "I'll bet you $50," and he's like, "No."
Some of them they'll bet 50 unless you're the king. Oh, and then they can, and they have to say yes because that's their whole business model. They'll bet 50. They're that good. They'll beat. There's like grandmasters who could beat them, and a grandmaster would obviously destroy me, but I don't see myself encountering that person.
Like, you think there are of those homeless dudes that could beat grandmasters?
Probably a couple.
Like in the world, the homeless dudes that run this. Do you think it's is it a
and I like that
worldwide?
metaphor. I love who's the guy who did crack at 18, and now he can't be the world chess master.
Yeah.
There's a guy,
or he's been doing it. He's been doing this same thing, just not even thinking about it.
And then it's just so
right. He just does
he has
heroin all day. He's been doing the same thing for 20 years, where every single day he plays chess for 18 hours just on heroin.
Exactly.
I mean, that's pretty much, you think about like 80s rock musicians, like Ginger Baker, that's pretty much what he did. He just became a drummer. Yeah. And it happened to work out that it was for Davis. Popular bands. Yeah. But he would have been doing the same thing, just getting high on heroin and jamming every day, but just in a park.
Yeah, searching for Bobby Fischer's stash.
So the thing is what we have to start doing is going and recruiting the homeless.
Yeah,
with really good skills and just totally allowing this is where other famous people, like other bookers, talent agents, have messed up.
Yeah.
They tried to reel them in.
Yeah.
Don't.
No. We bring the talent, we bring the audience to them.
Yes.
Let's do a carnival under a bridge. And we have different booths. You sit with a homeless man, you play.
And the way you control their heroin intake is you provide it.
Yes.
The problem with a lot of these guys is they want to do a don't ask, don't tell policy. Yeah. Don't do that. No. Please ask and I will tell a drug dealer. Mm-hmm. I will get good drugs. I will test them. Mm-hmm. I will get a doctor to apply them to you. Mm-hmm. And then maybe you Michael Jackson at the end.
If you ask too many questions, you want too much labor, pro-labor. You know how like Starbucks, they fired that one chick who unionized the first Starbucks? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to shoot up heroin into the first homeless guy that asks for workers' rights. Yep. And that's why it's good to invade Ukraine.
Whoa. Dude, those are non sequiturs.
Exactly. Here's something I was thinking of this past
I'll put them away.
This past
I was bringing out the notes, dude. We hit that non sequitur and I was like, it's over.
No.
The free form is over, but you got one.
No, my note. Well, these are just my notes.
Yeah, okay, tell me.
Like what my main chess metaphor is that because you have your game plan, you are just always you always have to account for what the other player does, and that's just in life. You always have to account for all external factors. And it's like, okay, I have my whole game plan, but then if they move that bishop there, everything adjusts, or they just made a huge mistake. Because my game plan is they don't make that huge mistake, but once you make the huge mistake, then I have to capitalize on it. And in bar situations, you want to play fast. So you want to play fast, so you play fast, and you make a mistake here and there. So I'll make a mistake here and there, and a great chess master will capitalize on my mistakes, and I'll capitalize on on other players.
Okay, so back to why I brought it up. Thank you for bringing it up, because now I remember why I actually brought up the thing. What was the most effective mess with technique that you found? Was it the footsie? You told me you guys did footsie.
So
bullying.
my one friend did a lot more than me. The one thing I would say, and I go, you're gross. Things like that.
And was that effective?
No, I just did it to
be mean
and be funny. Yeah.
It didn't work, and I didn't think
it worked much, but I thought it was kind of funny that it was just this environment where. But I've been listening when we talked about it. It was you were saying like I should have been an offensive lineman, or a defensive lineman. Yeah. Like that's the trash talk a lineman would do. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was these dorky fucking, frail
but
kids
also they
on
would then
either
add
side of
like, I'm gonna break your arm.
No, I would just be like, you're fucking gross. You have no future. I'm gonna destroy you.
That's the destroy you is good. What I used to do is I would do the opposite. I would play really dirty because I was too small to be a lineman.
Yeah.
And then I would just be really nice. So I would literally, like, in a play, a lot of the time I would grab dudes and I would just headbutt them. Yeah. Like I was literally like, because some of the dudes were so tall, I was like jumping in the air while holding them and headbutting them. And because I was so small, I never got flags. And I would do this on defense as a defensive lineman. So there really isn't a penalty for that. And I would just headbutt them. And then when they fell, I would like help them up. And when I played offense, I would literally like dick punch people off the line or like punch them in the stomach. And then if they fell, the next play, like as soon as the whistle blew, I'd be like, "Hey man, let me help you out, buddy. Come on, get up." And then like if people started fighting, I'd be like, "Hey everybody, calm down." But then in the huddle, I'd be like, "All right guys, so number 65." Like I would start calling out. I'd be like, "Number 65 is gonna get upset if we make fun of this or whatever." Yeah, awesome. Just like fuck with them. Yeah. And it doesn't sound real, but the way I learned that was in middle school. I had a coach who was like, so back in the day, and he was like, and admittedly I don't love this, but you know, back in the day especially, they were super homophobic on a football field.
Oh, of course.
Still to this day.
That all stopped in 2018 though.
Yeah, it all stopped. It's over. Homophobia is over. But he was
Euphoria
like, dude,
changed
he was like, I would go up to the line and he was a receiver, and he was like, and I would look at the guy covering me, and I'd look up and down and like look mad, and I'd go, "We were talking in the huddle about you," and the guy would be like, "Yeah, what the fuck were you saying?" And he was like, "We decided you were definitely the most fuckable," and then he would just take off. And every time they'd be like, and like it would fuck with them. So like it totally is effective. Oh, yeah, but I wonder in chess did you ever run into someone who did more mind games?
No. I never ran into anyone else
who did any sort of mind game of any
and
level.
I was kind of being a follower there. But apparently, so he was on the team when he was a freshman, my buddy Max. And the guys who were seniors that year were weirdly in a similar situation to why like we were on the team for like the extra credit and stuff like that. Well, this kid was like a chess master. Yeah. So he was going to be on the team regardless. I was largely on the team to placate him. I love chess, so I played too. And then sophomore year, I did get a bunch of extra credit for math because it was my math teacher was the coach. And then I joined as a sophomore and played. I did everything as a sophomore. I did every tournament, like every meet. I went to state.
And then you didn't do as much later.
And then I went to meets. I didn't go to state. I chose to not go to state junior and senior year because I was like, I don't want to waste a weekend that I could be partying in high school. Yeah. Chess state. I was like, I did that as a sophomore.
You should have gone your senior year.
No, I'm looking back. I think seniors when I lost my virginity. That for sure.
Well,
right
it
around that
mattered because it sounds like you didn't take it as seriously. So it's like you were never gonna like win.
No, I was winning. Like I was like
won like states.
Oh no, we would go to state. The thing is, it's like
if you think you went your senior year, do you think you would have had a chance to win state?
No, we had zero chance every year, but we were still a good team.
No, I mean you personally. Do you think you would have had a chance to like do very? That's what I mean.
Yeah,
by,
I was like a middle. I was a middle player on a middle.
Okay, exactly.
On a good school.
Yeah, but it's just one of those not to take away from what you did, but it's like, dude, there are people that like that's all they do, and when they lose, their parents beat them.
What's the thing?
You know what I mean? It's like, do you even want to beat that kid? Some like 13-year-old autistic kid whose dad just like hits him when he loses. It's like, do you even want to beat that kid for state?
Yeah, no, that's a great point. But I hopefully no one's getting beat over chess because I think kids are getting cuddled.
Oh, probably not beat. There's a lot maybe of kids mentally abused.
Oh, definitely that. Yeah, there's a lot
of they get cuddled in the moment, and then when they get home, the father's like, "All right, so."
I think there's a lot of dads cuddling their sons on the chess team
for sure. But I think when they get home, the dads do this. They go, "Hey, so I know we lost, so we got a review," and then they take him to like level 1. And do like a condescending, like, here's the bishop. Oh, yeah. Like I think they pull that kind of like really make their son feel stupid.
Like most of my strategy was like that guy.
Yeah,
and even
I think they like make their children feel stupid. They're like, this is the white chess piece, and the son's like, I know there's on. And he's like, shh. I know you struggled because all he did to you was, and then he names it. He's like. All he did was a Perrier von Frampendamp maneuver.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe we need to go back to basics. And the kid's just like crying.
What's crazy?
I don't think they beat them physically. It's mental barrages.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And that was the thing though. That's why I didn't need to go back. Was I was going every day. I went to a few meets as a junior. I don't know if I might have went to one as a senior, and it was something where it just was so lame. I'd go to practice every year. Every year I would like go into the school. I'd go to the meets at the school practices. Once a month or so. Yeah. Sophomore year I went a lot more, and then it was like I was good enough that I could play if I wanted to, but I chose not to. That was kind of badass. That is kind of badass because it is kind of crazy that it's like I could just cut like you can't on real sports just be like, I'm just gonna come in and play the games I want to play.
That's a pretty sick move.
And then be like one of two bullies in the entire city or the state, literally in the other state. That we were. You know that kid who did like that meme of the kid who's going around like a Comic-Con convention or the anime convention, or it's like a Yu-Gi-Oh! And he's just doing the Slav squats by all the butt cracks like the entire day. Mm-hmm. He's just taking. This guy's just taking like pictures by like fat incels butt cracks. That's like the shit we were doing. We were like pulling a lot of shenanigans like that. We were definitely like going around to kids and like fucking with them.
Dude,
like on the fly,
school,
just like
middle school
if there was
shenanigans are the
like,
most fun.
And it was I know it was like it's awesome that
I bet you made some kids really sad. I bet you they used you guys as an excuse for some pretty pussy behavior later on in life.
Oh, a lot of kids have done that. Too many kids, I'm sure, have done that. But hopefully not.
I get messages about that. They're like, "You did this to me in middle school." I'm like, dude, all I did was fuck your mom. Whatever. Yeah, she's in jail.
Did you see that?
She was dude. You had her potato salad. It was whack. Why are you even upset?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Your mom was a bitch.
Did you see that video? That school councilman who's like trying to run for some board position, and then the guy comes in. He's like, 40 years ago, I was in grade school. My name is Brendan Gay.
You were the guy that put my head in the Just so like, as soon as I saw that video, I thought it was all going to be people making fun of that guy.
Yeah,
like I didn't think it was going to be people being like, "Can you believe this board director?" I really thought it was going to be people like, "Can you believe how gay Brendan Gay is?" He held on to that for 20 years. Get a life. And that's not what any of the comments. I was like, the world really has changed. I think that's where a lot of that like conversation gets disparaged.
Brendan Gay is also a touring a comic who comes to Chicago sometimes, and it does suck.
It does a terrible name. But I think my only point is, I think with that collision, part of the problem is like
the guy's name was Gay.
I understand we want to change the world, but like it really, even in the last like 5 years, it's crazy the amount of change that's happened.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think people are as willing to like, dude, it took like 100 million years for people to get thumbs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
like, it took us hundreds of years to like learn how to add.
Yeah. I mean, like,
you know what I mean? Like, it took us like 3,000 years to like learn that racism wasn't that chill. it's like you know what I mean? Like in the last year, we're just like making these huge leaps, which I love, but it is one of those things where I'm like, hey, like we got to start figuring out. It sounds silly, but like how society's gonna work now, because we're all right. It has been built on like institutionalized racism and sexism, and now we're ripping it down. So it's like, what's our new institution? I think what our new institution is.
You know, it's funnier than the last name. Gay.
What's our new institution?
The mental institution.
No, hatred of pedophiles.
Okay, cool. I'm down to hate pedophiles.
Okay, so it didn't go anywhere. It was a huge swing and a miss, dude.
No, you're fair. You're right.
You're like, I don't want to talk about this at all. I want to talk about the thing I was about to talk about.
Okay, we can talk about pedophiles.
No, what is it? What's the thing? I don't want to talk about pedophiles. I don't at all want to talk about pedophiles.
Me neither.
I was trying to feed you what are we building our society on? And I was hoping you'd say something like soft serve.
Oh, okay.
Because I served you a softball.
You were losing me with all that liberal mumbo jumbo.
It wasn't that liberal. If you go back, you might, when you watch it, you might be like, I got to get rid of this for the opposite reason.
No. You're always like, I voted Brandon Johnson twice, by the way. By the way, mayoral election happened. We didn't even talk about it.
I know. I want to talk about this. Can you give us the update? I'm going to grab a fresh.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you talk us through this update. Can you do this update?
Yeah. So Brandon Johnson won the mayoral election. I voted for him twice. You go in and vote the second time. No one voted the second time. I don't know a single person who voted. None of our friends voted. It's really a shame. They're all fucking fake woke. I go and I vote, and I think I'm gonna be. You go and you spend all this time to get to the library, and then it's voting. If you ever vote, it's one long piece of paper. So you fill in some circles. There's only one question: who you want for mayor? Brandon Johnson, Paul Vallis, and it is right in the middle. It's this giant fucking 3 feet piece of paper.
CVS receipt.
Receipt of a vote, and then I voted, and I was like, dude, I can't vote. Don't ask me to vote for another 2.5 years. I voted 3 times in the past 6 months.
Yeah, voting's a lot, dude.
And then the voting is at the libraries, and the libraries are basically for the homeless. They're like homeless shelters. So when we vote,
and by the way, that's what they should be for.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, exactly.
I would honestly like it if they started putting and of course maybe keep them separated, but you could keep homeless facilities in libraries. I wouldn't be upset if they started condensing the space of a library and maybe even separating them. Mm-hmm. They're not open 24 hours, whatever. But having homeless shelters be attached, because it's a lot of those facilities are vital. And also, go Trump, not to get too liberal.
Books are online. No, I'm just teasing you, bro, earlier. Don't try to counter it. Don't try and counter it. We're not a Trump podcast. We're wearing blue. We're the blue boys. We're the North. Green. We're the North. We need to be Union soldiers coming to shoot down the Confederacy.
Yeah, dude. I'm from Colorado. We're from. We didn't even know we were voting.
Exactly.
We didn't even know we had new
You're
president.
From cowboy country. You're just a cowboy.
Yeah, I'm from the mountains. We just got down, and we were just like, "Wait, what?"
You're what they call a highwayman.
Yeah. We're just learning who the president is, and we're getting a new president in a month.
Exactly. And you know who the new president is? Mr. Peanut. He died and he came back, and now he's the president. I
found out there was a civil war after Martin Luther King did.
Oh, bro. I found out when Marvel came out with that movie, Captain America Civil War.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, what is this word civil
What
mean?
is this? What are you guys talking about? And then you looked it up and you were like, whoa. How come no one told me about this?
This is crazy.
I do like the idea of a dude who's pretty smart but just literally never went to school.
Yeah, it was like
so he just keeps learning about things. He's like, whoa.
The Civil War. I was always bad at history. I never.
What the hell?
That was before I was born. I don't care.
I do think that's the underappreciated part about the dude who melts from ice. This is dude, he would just be blown away from history. Some dude from the Dark Ages. And he's like, you don't even know the name of my king.
Oh, yeah.
You don't even know my king's name. He was a god. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, this dude had a pedophile island.
The future's crazy.
And then they killed him in a prison.
Oh, and we have pedophile islands.
So he's like, we have pedophile. He's not that impressed.
Have you been to Sicily?
He's like, yeah, we had those. And they're like, yeah, but here's the crazy part at the end. And he's like, what? And he's like, he wasn't allowed to do that. And he's like, whoa. What?
It was actually not allowed to have sex with 13-year-olds.
He's like, what? No, but I do think that would be, but even other than just obviously that dumb thing, but just I think it's never appreciated the amount of development increases at an exponential rate, not linear. And what does that mean? Right? What does that mean?
The Industrial Revolution happens.
Yes.
And now we're putting out some carbon in the world because we all fart, all humans fart, but then once
we do fart.
Once you introduce the Industrial Revolution, there's so much more gas.
So much more gas. And what does this gas do?
Heats up the country.
Heats up the country. And what else does it do?
Kill animals.
And what else?
Dry up. What?
Makes spirits.
Oh.
Makes gaseous spirits.
Oh, ghosts.
Well, I'm not gonna.
What if that's this recipe?
I'm not gonna be the guy. It's just like
heat it up.
Farts that you heat up in the microwave.
That'd be cool. That'd be a cool recipe because it's your DNA. I think that's how it works. If you fart in a scientific thing.
It just makes your DNA fracture into ghosts particles. Yeah. That honestly would be like how they'd explain it in an anime, which is a perfect lead into my first
topic.
Do we want to wrap up any of the stuff we've been talking about, rambling about?
Okay, I'll say one more thing.
Yes, please do.
The thing about Jesus, and you know how he's like...
I feel like you're busting my ball. I got too serious. I feel like I went serious.
You didn't go serious, bro.
Okay, good. I was like, I thought it was goofy. I was being goofy. I was being goofballs.
You're Disney Plus over here. You're Goofy Prime.
Get out of here. All right, so what about...
All right, so Jesus, you know, he walked with the lepers. He was friends with Mary Magdalene. And I think the lesson is, it's not cool. It's not that it was woke of Jesus to just be friends with Mary Magdalene. It was woke of Jesus to be friends with Mary Magdalene and not try and sleep with her, is what I realized. That's the whole lesson. Because it's like, oh, you're friends with this prostitute, and you didn't even once try and get it in, when it's like probably she...
would do that.
You know, she'd give it up easy. You could probably, you know. So that's...
Whoa. Who's talking that's about what Jesus... Mary Magdalene like this, dude?
That's what Jesus was good. He was like, nah, I'm not even going to do that.
And my daughter's name is Mary Magdalene.
Yeah.
And she used to be a prostitute, but now I know she's clean of it. And so
sometimes people name their daughters after, like, it's like, Mary Magdalene. Don't name your daughter after that.
No, I think you might be right. Like, there is something to... Like, I have girlfriends... obviously.
Yeah.
And there is something to people always do the thing, like, you'll see the guys on Instagram doing the interviews. Yeah. And one of the big questions is, hey, do you have any male friends? Oh, call them. See what happens. And every time the dude's like, yeah, I'd hook up with you.
Well, I'm a guy.
And then every once in a while, the only time it doesn't happen is they'll say, "Yeah, you want to hook up?" And he'll say, "You know, I have a girlfriend, right?"
Yeah. Because she can't know about this.
Because she can't know. She can't know about.
Well, here's the thing. My take is, I have had male friendships dissolve over like a burger.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to have female friendships dissolve over getting laid.
I think that's the thing that is underappreciated.
I'm willing to write you off as a person.
Relationships end for stupid things all the time. I have friends who
$3.
Tell me I don't talk to my parents.
Oh my gosh, that's the one that blows my mind.
I'll say, hey, why? By the way, I've been very concentrated on not saying like.
Good job. You've done a great job. I've been counting in my head.
For the last... Almost 30 seconds. Because I caught myself dropping it a bunch.
I've been bad at it too. It is fun. You notice your flaws on these. I think we'll catch our flaws. I think we'll catch up our flaws.
That's why we got to do 12.
We're such better at breathing. We're so way better.
That's why we got to do 12 before we ever start.
Dropping at 12. It's crazy. We'll have put it out every week for 3 months. You know what I've been doing for the past 12 weeks? Uploading videos to YouTube to 5 or 7 views. By episode 2, I was guessing 158.
People like binging.
No, exactly. And this is classic binge-worthy.
This is classic binge material. Just me slowly getting drunker on scotch. Yeah.
So there's like 2 roles women can play, like historically, traditionally, like the Madonna and the whore. But they could also play like the Rosie O'Donnell character or the Gina Davis character. There's a lot of roles in my remake of A League of Their Own. So,
what is happening?
I'm trying to work a new bit. I haven't brought that to a stage yet.
Thank God, don't.
Okay,
bury it here. What was that?
Let me try it one more time.
Okay, please make it into a joke.
There's like, 2 roles. Women can play. Say traditionally. They can be. There's some roles women can play traditionally. They can either be the Madonna, or they can be the whore.
Yeah.
But they also can be the Gina Davis or Rosie O'Donnell or Minnie Driver characters. There's a lot of roles open in my remake of A League of Their Own. That one's going in the trash. There's no crying in bomb jokes.
Funny.
I love that. Not funny. I love that Mick Jagger, that John Mulaney. I love that.
I just don't know what any of it means.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah, there's so many words.
I might be stupid, but I don't know what a Rosie O'Donnell is. I don't know what A League of Their Own is.
Do you not know A League of Their Own?
I don't know what a Madonna is. All I think of is a pop star who doesn't realize she's 70.
Yeah. That's a Madonna.
You're like, that is what I was talking about.
You don't know A League of Their Own?
Because you said a whore or a Madonna.
Yeah,
and I was like, from what I know Madonna is.
She's a whore. I was thinking I could do another.
They are overlapping in this Venn diagram. They're not the two.
Yeah.
They're not the labels for the two circles. She's here. Whore, and then whatever the other thing is, Madonna is both of those things.
So Madonna's in like 3 movies I've seen. The League of Their Own, which is awesome.
Like the musician Madonna.
Yeah.
Okay.
League of Their Own, which is a great movie. You should check it out. We'll watch it one day on a road trip together. It's a dope movie. And then the other movies are Evita, where it's like, don't cry for me, Argentina. And then the last one is, it's like, I forget, it's like Desperately Seeking Susan or something. She's running around the Manhattan in the 80s. That movie's good too, and that movie might have a whore in it. There's no whore in A League of Their Own, but there is a Rosie O'Donnell, a Gina Davis, and Minnie Driver. 3 actresses.
Oh, okay, I see. And they all play distinct characters.
Yeah. And then there's the
God, you would have been so funny 25 years ago.
I would have been if we even just transported to the 90s, we would have blown people's minds with just like, which is crazy things of like, we don't have anything that crazy. Dead baby jokes would blow someone's mind in 1980.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry to shit on your joke, dude. Maybe it'll work.
No, I don't think it'll work. I'm glad I tested it. I haven't brought it out all week. I've been keeping it in the
my
pocket.
one I've been working on that hasn't been working is my burnt lasagna one.
Is it Garfield related?
No, it's cancelable.
Okay. Oh.
All right, let's move on from that into topics.
Yes.
Ready for our daily topics?
Daily topics.
So I was, I'm a love with isekais, rebirth animes. Mm-hmm. One of the things is it's generally fantasy driven. Mm-hmm. My question is, if you get a sub ability, what are you going with? You getting blacksmithing? You getting runing?
Bard.
Are you getting a sub?
I'm a bard.
Are you getting another battle skill?
I'm a bard.
You could get 2 battle skills. You're a bard.
And my wits wither me through the world, and I go through the world.
Okay.
And
so you don't go with a secondary battle skill. Okay,
if I can choose, yeah. But guess what?
That's what I'm saying. You choose. So if you have a primary skill, which I assume is something like
wit, bard.
I would assume it's something like mage, paladin.
We'd both be bards.
warrior.
Bards. We're bards.
This isn't about what we are. Bards. This is about what we choose.
We're the most bards you could ever be.
Yeah, I would be a bard, but would I choose bard? No.
But you're a bard.
Would I choose to live in this body? No.
You're a bard. Do you know that?
This isn't what the game is. You're ruining my game.
Only a bard would choose to be something else. Everyone else is happy with their station, good or bad.
So if you choose, what do you choose?
I'm obviously a knight president.
You're a knight. So you're a knight ruler. You're a holy knight? A shadow knight?
I'm
a magic knight?
I'm definitely what you call I would say Celtic blessings upon me.
Yes.
Power of the bog.
That's a solid. I like that you picked bog. See, here's a lesson for you amateurs out there. You pick bog power because the thing is, bog power's untapped ancient.
Yes.
Ancient power.
Correct.
A lot of people pick sunrise.
Mm-mm.
Guess what? Everybody likes the sunrise, you stupid bitch.
No, there's no sun where I'm from.
He picks the bog.
The bog, it's always gloomy.
That's ancient. That's death.
The bog is always gloomy. The fog is always thick.
So a bog magic wizard. I'm loving this. Celtic bog magic wizard. What's your secondary power?
Not a wizard.
I mean magic. Sorry,
I'm a magic knight. Well, I'm a soldier.
Not magic wizard. Sorry.
Soldier of fortune. So I commit.
You're a mercenary.
I am a mercenary as well.
That also fits. See, Donovan understands that your backstory has to fit your life. What has he done? No changing.
No.
He is a merc. He's a bog night wizard merc. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Continue. And this is the question. This is where it all hinges for me. What's your secondary power? Do you double down on the damage? Or do you click blacksmithing? A potential escape from this warrior lifestyle?
Oh, yes.
What do you pick? Bard.
It's Bard.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, and a lot of these, it's like, I can...
That's actually a dope
negotiate. Move. I negotiate at lower rates.
Bard,
I buy at lower rates. I get out of crime with my
But are you mostly
pursuit.
living as a warrior, or are you mostly living as a bard?
So
who happens to be like badass? Like, are you a retired badass warrior, or are you a warrior who's learning how to
I'm like
bard?
Strider in Lord of the Rings before he reveals him the heir of Gondor, Aragorn. But I'm Strider. I'm walking around.
We're in different. By the way, we're in different realms of nerd.
I
and
only
the thing
go
about
Western
Donovan
canon.
is he doesn't know this.
Yeah, I don't go Eastern canon. I don't. You're going anime or manga.
He's in,
I hear manga. I hear MAGA.
Yeah.
I hear MAGA. I get MAGA.
The idea of turning other ethnicities into the racist group. You're a genius. Continue.
But yeah, no, I'm. Here's the thing about I want to say of course I'd be like a badass wizard knight, obviously.
Yeah. But that's the question. Do you do that at the end or the beginning of your life?
Well, neither of us have done that. We chose to be bards, is what I'm saying. We could have been soldiers.
No. But of course, in our current life, we could have chosen these things.
We could have went to Iraq and been knights, and we could have went to Berkeley and been wizards. We could have went to.
Yeah, but wizarding and knighting are way less cool in our world.
I know. That's why we're bards. Bards got way cooler.
Yeah. So the question is, in this futuristic world, so you've chosen Shadow Knight. Secondary skill is barding.
Here's mine. Shadow the Bog?
Shadow Bog Knight Wizard. Mm-hmm. Yes, of course. I say Shadow Knight because if you're going to be a bog, if you're going to be a magi
what does shadow
bog
mean? What
knight,
does shadow mean?
It's like dark side of magic. It's like you're going to do a lot of like necromancy style.
No, I would never do necromancy. And I know about that. And I would never. I would murder.
By the way, necromancy isn't inherently evil.
No, I don't believe in raising. I do believe raising the dead.
But it's more like bone magic. I was reading a great book.
You don't
like bone magic.
You don't relapse the soul. The soul doesn't come back.
The
body.
No. That's what I'm saying. That's what necromancy really is. It's about animating bodies.
I don't want that.
You don't like that.
That's immoral. I do believe I'm a deity.
So So what kind of bog like time?
Yes.
Like slow
space
time.
And time. Ooh. I'm a magician of space and time.
But it's bog magic.
It's bog magic.
It's about like
limited
slowing. Yeah. Bring it to like.
I'm more powerful in the bog. You take me to like a sunny beach. I don't have a lot of power there.
No, you don't like the sunny
beach. Get me in the shade. Throw a big shirt on me.
So it's slightly a dark magician, but different.
Blue eyes, dark magician.
Yes.
Blue eyes.
Me?
The dark magician.
Because the whole reason I brought this up is to tell you how dope my skills are.
Okay, let me read your character chart.
Me?
Level 7.
Me?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm a tamer as my main skill.
Tamer. Damn.
So I'm like a hunter-tamer.
Yeah. You hunt you hunt a dragon and then you tame it.
Type deal, yes. And then I use that in battle. And I have like some archery skills, right? A lot of my power comes through who I tame. But mostly my life...
Who do you tame, Ryder? Who do you tame?
Little ladies.
Ooh.
no, it's mostly like powerful beasts.
Mm-hmm.
But then my side skill, like and this is the beast. Important one. I'm mostly living off my side skills. Yes. See, this is why I was trying to define that with you.
Okay.
Do you live off your battle skill? Because I guess you could pick 2 side skills, but it's like, what? You're going to be a bitch forever? You're going to be like a blacksmith merchant?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. You get beat up all the time.
Yeah, side skill.
You got to have a cool battle skill.
President.
My side skill mostly,
yes,
for me, blacksmithing. Blacksmithing.
You build the swords. Forge and fire.
Swords. You know why? Because then you're part of every legend story.
Dude, we have... Oh, that's beautiful.
You're always
there. That's what you want
there.
the blacksmith to say on your journey. He's like, "Why, sir? Why do you stay in this town?"
I engrave it on the pommel of every weapon I ever make. Under the wrap, it says, "For a future legend."
And when I put the women and children.
Wait, what? Blade, no, what is this?
My legend. I'm the shadow. I'm the shadow knight.
That's pretty good, right?
Oh, I agree. I wish, more than anything, I was a magic wizard knight.
So riding. You could get one of my weapons?
If I was love your sword. I'm questing through the bog, and I go and conquer a mountain. These are the journeys. These are the legacies men are supposed to lead.
Should it just be something like, "You are but another hero"?
I'm but another hero on this path.
On my pan, on the pommel, like the little inscription I leave on every weapon is just like, "You are but another hero."
You should do like In-N-Out Burger and go John 3:16.
Guys, we got through our secondary skills. What are your secondary skills? Comment, rate, subscribe.
Yeah. God, there's nothing lamer than a guy who subscribes to a YouTube channel. But please subscribe to ours. That's the only way we could sustain any sustainability. Fucking nerd.
Do you have anything else to contribute to this point? We will return to this point many times.
Yeah, I'm on a giant
journey. This is a huge... Yeah,
okay, this is where I picture myself. Changing. So I'm on this... You're at the top of this mountain, and there's like a... It's the source of a river. And I've made this my camp, and I've been out here for months trying to realize some great truth. I realize the truth, and I go on this journey, and I use my magic to destroy everywhere I go. So go on. Yeah, that's my journey, I think.
No. Sorry, finish. I wasn't like not listening. I was listening.
No, I know. So I go.
Get my stretches.
So I first stop in the first town, and I buy my supplies, and I say I'm going back to the capital. So
you go back right away.
I go to the yes.
You don't develop skills.
I develop skills in the wilderness on the top of the mountain by the lake.
So let's go from the beginning.
Yes.
You're rebirthed.
I'm born in the capital.
Boom. In your rebirth, you pick your primary, secondary skill. What's your primary? Magic Knight. Secondary?
Bard.
Boom. You're born.
Yes. Now I'm born at the edge
You
of the
have
capital.
100 points to put into what? What are you mostly going when you start? Magic Knight or Bard? Or are you 50-50ing it?
80 to Knight, 20 to Bard.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting.
So I can succeed as a Bard. I could get through the small towns, build up my Knight skill, be a competent enough Bard to trick my way into the royal palace and destroy all who seek to stop me.
Okay, wait. Here's the thing now, dude. And this is where I'm gonna dungeon master you a little bit.
Okay.
If you're Magic Knight 80%.
Oh, he also is.
And you're Bard
20.
20?
You're like not Bard at all.
How are you getting into this capital? Are you getting in under the guise of I'm a powerful warrior who's going to join you?
I see what you're saying. I have to be a 50-50.
You have to have a plan to get in. You
and
can't
I just want to be. I actually...
You want to be... What's your end goal?
Here's my main goal. I'm a hot guy.
And you want to be sexy.
And I'm a Bard.
You're a sexy boy.
I'm a sexy Bard.
Sexy. Are you a boy?
I'm a boy.
Sexy. Yeah.
Sexy boy.
Sexy
Bard.
Boy. Sexy. You're mostly
and I'm mysterious.
You want to be like mostly Bard, kind of. So here's the other reason I said Shadow Knight. I figured you might want to have like some shadow teleportation type.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I guess I am a shadow.
You're again time space.
I'm a wizard of time.
You're
and space.
a slow time, and then teleport through shadow space type knight.
Exactly.
You're a Bog Knight.
Through walls, cemeteries.
Bog Knight. All right.
I guess you're right. I can do necromancy now that you mention it. I do have that ability.
But is it like what kind of necromancy?
They just do dances. Like they do like Harry Belafonte, Beetlejuice. Shake, 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 Sinora. Shake your body line.
Oh, so you have necromancy dancers.
Yeah, I raised that as like a party trick sometime.
But it's like it's all a party trick.
I see a kid, practical. Like I'll be in a car and there'll be a kid, like he's my friend's son, and he's like holding his breath because we're driving by a cemetery.
Yes.
And I'm like, you think that'll do anything? And I just pull a dead guy up, and he comes and he flies right into the window and he flies into the kid's mouth. And I said, and he opens the mouth. I have the dead guy open the kid's mouth and fly right in. That'd be a pretty good prank to pull.
Okay, so Magic Knight Bard, you said 80-20. You're not 80-20 anymore.
No, I'm 100%.
Are you flipping that?
I'm 100%.
To 80-20 Knight to Bard? Like you're 80%, sorry. Bard to Knight, you're 80% Bard, 20% Knight?
I'm 50-50 Bard Knight.
50-50.
Nah.
I like that much more. I think you're in a much better starting spot. You can't... See, this is where a lot of people make a problem. They overcommit at the beginning because they think, oh my God, I have these great potential points. It's like, guess what? You're always going to want those Bard skills. Just go 50-50 off the top.
Yeah.
50-50.
I've never been in a fight. I've never needed Knight skills.
You've never needed Knight skills. How often do you need Bard skills? Every day?
Every day.
Thank you.
Constantly sneaking around hallways. I've been like a business. I'm on like some corporate 30th floor, some office building, walking around. And they're like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "I work here." Persuade. I work here.
It is persuade. I'm gonna come back to this later.
That's what I say about any meal I've ever.
Because as we develop as people,
our bards.
This question is going to change.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't want to be a Bog Knight anymore.
I don't know. What imagine a year from now and I can't see myself at all as a Bog Knight.
That's how life happens. That's the interesting part about reincarnation anime style. Is it's so about how it happens. For me, how am I dying right now? Guess how I'm waking up tomorrow.
How? In a hot dog.
Summoner.
Okay.
Sexy summoner.
Ooh, a summoner. And you could summon things to you.
But I'm mostly a blacksmith.
Ooh, a summoner, blacksmith.
Yeah.
A tamer.
That's what I meant by summoner. It's the same. It's a tamer, but you know what? You're right. They are slightly different because I'm not about summoning demons.
Yeah, you only summon.
I don't know what's up with those homies. No,
yeah.
I don't get what's up with those. We're not. Excuse me. If you're a tamer, we're not in our lame world.
Oh, there's like way better.
Yeah, there's like griffins and dragons and like I'm taming cool shit. We're fantasy world. What do you think this is?
No, you're right. Well, that's the one an elephant.
Do you think we're just
fantasy
getting
world elephants?
Do you think I'm doing this whole thing to just be reborn in our world?
That's a good point. But I would be
because reborn in our world was stuff I knew when I was a child, which is like, oh, if I just like commit really hard to working hard on stuff, I'll do it. And I remember as a child consciously making this decision where I said, not worth it.
This world, I would rather.
They were like, do you want to be Neil Armstrong, first man on the moon? And I said, not worth it.
I want to go over to my buddy's house and talk some magic.
Drink some scotch, talk about being magic.
All right, hit me with another point. Or finish this one.
I've got another point for you, and this is a big one.
Yeah, I'm really into King Arthur.
Are you?
Yeah, I see myself as an Arthurian legend, an epic hero, a representation, a personification of our country's current moral values.
I'm surprised by your powers that you picked.
Yeah, I should have. That's why I said president.
Well, you did.
The thing is, I don't always see myself as Arthur. Sometimes I see myself as Lancelot. Yeah, neither of us are Galahad. I'll tell you that right now. We're some Lancelots.
Who's Galahad?
Galahad's the noble one who goes on the quest for the Holy Grail and actually succeeds. He actually finds the Holy Grail.
I'm not Galahad.
No, we're Lancelots.
I'm not a Lancelot, dude.
Oh, you're a Lancelot.
I'm one of the other knights.
I don't remember any of the others.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just changing, dude.
There's
chilling.
Gawain. Chillin'. There's Sir There's Sir Chillin' and Sir Chillum. I'm Sir Chillum. You could be Sir Chillin' and I'll be Sir Chillum.
Ooh, babe.
Knights of the Round Table.
I wonder, do you think there was a real round, like, do you think that was a thing?
I think at one point in history someone built a round table, yeah.
You're right. I think I can guarantee 100%.
Yeah, so it is built around.
I would bet $1 billion.
I've actually sat at it. I've actually sat there.
I would bet you $1 billion.
I wouldn't take it. I actually got to sit at the right. I got to sit at the right table.
I do love the idea of like the first dude that built a round table, and every dude was like, "Ah, what the? We're all equal at this table." Like the first guy.
Yeah, but there's some cool stuff about King Arthur, except he's British, which is lame.
Wait, was King Arthur a real guy?
No, he's a representation of England's medieval values. He's kind of like Hank Hill for us. You know, we have Hank Hill.
That's fair.
He's like the perfect. He represents all that is good with our country.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, Hank Hill is our closest thing to our national hero, epic hero. Beowulf isn't. Yeah, not there. But there's some epic heroes out there. Cuchulainn is the Irish one.
That's like a literal hell on.
You know how you look after sex? You're just at your worst, like a little fucking bog knight. You know, every time you have sex, you look like a shadow bog knight.
That was such a stupid thing I made us spend so long on, dude. You looked so angry the whole time we were doing it, too. I was like, I thought this was pretty good.
No, I didn't hate it.
You hated it, dude.
I didn't hate it staying in. I was ready to talk about King Arthur. Lancelot. I like Lancelot because he was so ugly, but he like fucked King Arthur's wife because he was so good at being a knight. He was just so ugly, but so good at being a knight.
Who?
Sir Lancelot.
So we're both Sir Lancelots.
He was like a really ugly French kid.
I thought he was a handsome fella.
No, he's the ugliest. He was like...
That's his whole thing, is that he's ugly?
He's ugly and he fucks. But he's like really like romantic because he's like this perfect knight and he like is so noble as a person until he cheats on his... Like King Arthur's like his like mentor and then he cheats on his wife. But it's also like his wife Guinevere's like Lancelot's age, way younger than King Arthur.
So is it all like a metaphor for British?
It's all a metaphor for Hitler and Nazis and Winston Churchill.
I don't like that you're doing this.
No, that's, I mean, so I've only read one iteration of King Arthur. But yeah, people continually rewrite versions of King Arthur and then apply like current metaphors to it. So the version I read is called Once and Future King. And it's written in like the 30s, so it is a huge metaphor for like what England was going through during World War II. So the enemy in that book is this guy, this nephew. It's actually his like he actually has sex with his cousin or something, and their son is ends up being the enemy, and so he cheats on his wife too, which is kind of fucked up. That there's this whole part where he's mad about Guinevere cheating on him, and he's fucking evil witches and bogs. He literally fucks this bog witch.
He's fucking
I think
your daughter,
Morgan.
dude.
My
Because
mom.
you're a bog. Oh, your mom.
Yeah, I'm the son.
You're the
Her name's
son
like
of
Morgan.
King Arthur.
Morgan
Would you
Lefay.
want to be the bastard son of King Arthur? Would that be like a dope part of your backstory?
Well, he's supposed
By
to
the
be
way,
in
in
the book,
anime
he's supposed to be
isekais, the
Hitler.
cool thing is you can completely...
He becomes Hitler in the book.
What?
Like in the story, it rolls out that like
This is why I like mine more. On my side, you can just be the son of King Arthur in a world where other people also exist. Like all of the fantasies exist at once.
Yeah, I get it. That's how I want it too. Like in Roger Rabbit, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? You get Mickey Mouse.
Are you
get
Hitler's son though? Are you?
No,
Hitler?
he's not literally Hitler. He's but that guy starts a Nazi thing.
I feel like I missed a lot of what this story is. How did it jump to he's?
I'm saying it's a
Nazi.
metaphor. I'm saying this version of King Arthur I read was written in the 1930s, and then this guy ends up being like the Hitler character.
Okay, that makes
and he's
more
like
sense.
Arthur's like, which is probably the metaphor is like, England used to have some influence over Germany, and then that lessened, and then Hitler came out.
Final question.
Yeah. What's our time at?
We're at a good time.
Okay.
We're at a good time. Final question. I got to hit you with a hard one.
Yeah.
And this is another one I'll probably ask a lot because it changes. Where are you at right now with giving your seat up on public transportation? Where are you at? What's your line? When do you give it up? Do you ever give it up? Have you ever given it up?
I give it up a lot.
You give it up you're a give-upper.
Yeah.
You give it up. What do you give it up to? What's your line?
Primarily.
And has it fluctuated recently?
No, there's less need to give it up now.
Less need? Because they all died from COVID.
And the train has become a wild place. And you don't need to give it up on the bus. The bus is kind of this. The bus
you can't give it up on the bus.
The buses. I would give it up for certain people on the bus.
Extremes.
A person who I would guess is over 60. I would confidently guess is over 60.
Confidently, exactly.
Would get my seat.
Which means they're 85.
Exactly. And those people, and someone who I'm 99.9%
isn't going to make it if they're not sitting. That's my rule. Is if I look at them and I go, there's a real chance.
Well, there's like pregnant women. Like, pregnant women will get it, but you have to be 99 because the least person is someone who's like 60 to 75% chance of pregnant. Because it's like that's the last person in the planet who will get. I
can't just give it up to a kind of fat chick.
Because that's like the worst.
That's the worst.
Could be pregnant, could be fat. That's the last person who will ever get my seat. I have to avoid all that. But even like little kids, I've given my seat up to like 3-year-olds. You know, so a 3-year-old could sit with his mom. Like a kid who's too small.
I've done that too for
like
young
really
bloods.
Young kids and really.
Well, I usually just give them the lap.
I say sit on the lap.
I go,
there's a seat right here.
Sit right here. And then I go.
I do a little Dalai Lama to him. I used to
when I taught on the South Side. When I would take the bus home.
Yeah.
That was one of the big things. The teachers there would insist. I taught off like 69th Street.
Yeah, nice.
And they'd be like, which was fucking hilarious. I had a student, dude, but I had like the most self-aware tutoring student the other day. She was like 12.
Yeah.
And she just circles this problem and she goes, hey, check this out. And she turns it to me and it's 69. And I had to be like, okay, dude, come on. And she goes, sorry, but I'm literally 12. And I was like, fuck, that's hilarious. to be like, sorry, that's immature. Yeah. I'm literally 12 years old.
That's hilarious.
I'm literally
I had that
the
line
age.
At 12.
Yes.
I would have dropped it every day.
She was like, I'm literally the age where that's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Sorry, I'm literally 12.
I was like, that one.
And now I'm waiting until you're 18.
I know.
Now I'm counting down.
No,
6
that
years.
one I literally had to like cover the mouth.
That's a good.
And hit her with like fuck.
You can laugh.
Because just to be so.
I think kids like that should be rewarded with laughter.
That's true.
Because that's a clever joke.
That's true.
And they'd be like, you should do open mic comedy.
That's hilarious.
You should do open mic comedy in 6 years. So 30 men I know who are not done in their 40s can hit on you. When you're ready to sneak into bars.
Shit, yeah, you're right. That's so upsetting that this girl in 4 years from now is going to have creepy old men. Like, definitely. In 2 years from now. She's 14. By the time she's 16.
What year did you graduate high school?
2015.
Yeah, so I subbed kids your year. I substitute taught kids your year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And think how much naughty shenanigans I've got into girls younger than you.
You're not a butt. That's why you can't be a teacher, dude.
That's why I'd never be a teacher. I'd never be a teacher. No, but now I wouldn't. But yeah, I wouldn't because of that. But I wouldn't be a teacher. But I respect them. They're good. That's why I respect any teacher that's not a creep. I think you deserve a golden apple. Any guy teacher who chose the path without being a creep, because
do you think a lot of them choose it for being? You think a lot of them?
There's so many male teachers from my high school who ended up being creeps.
You think like a good portion?
I would like 1 in 4. Because my take is that every male teacher probably gets tested.
I think 1 in 4 between. I actually
ages 20 and 40.
Yeah, like, but older? No, but I also mean like the ages of students they teach.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I think it's not. I think people are too concentrated on like the real like kindergarten.
Yeah, I think
most of those kinds of guys can't hide it good.
Yeah. I'm talking. I
think you're right. I think it's mostly like high school teachers, and I think you might be right.
I think every high school teacher that's male, probably
1 in 4 male high school teachers.
I bet 1 in 4 have done something creepy.
Yes,
have done something.
But I guarantee you 1 in 4 has thought about it.
I would guess 1 in 1 has thought about it. There's a great line. There's no way in hell that's not happening.
1 in 1.
That's thoughts. Yes. There's a great Broad City joke because the whole episode is like she matches with her high school teacher on Tinder, and she's like, have you ever jerked off to me? And he's like, of course I have. I jerk off to all my and he's like, it's okay. It's like all teachers do it. Keeps it for fucking you. It's how we don't have sex with you.
That's so creepy, dude.
No, it's very creepy. I never did that either.
I do think you're right.
But I think if I was a 20-year teacher,
I think that's the one that people aren't scared enough of. People are so scared of the youngest ones, and I think like when you deal with like the youngest kinds of kids,
oh yeah,
those dudes are fucked so hard in the head that like it's usually much easier to tell.
I wasn't really around.
I think it's like when you start getting into like high school ages, you start getting dudes. It's too easy for dudes to like justify it.
Well, it's a thing of like
I said like a bunch.
No, it's a thing of you have. Well, for one teacher at my school, he was 22. He was teaching us when he was in his 30s, but he was in his everything. He later got in trouble for was when he was 20s, and it's like he came in and he was like his first year. It was all from like his first year teaching. But he like was flirting with a girl, and it was like undeniable. And it was creepy stuff. And then he got fired like 18 years later, and he was a creepy guy, nerdy, insulty guy when we was a teacher to us. And like he would have this like cult of personality where like certain nerd girls and certain nerd guys would be super into him. Like they'd go to his office during lunch and eat in his office. Like any teacher, especially any guy teacher that's letting
here's my question though. Here's my question
during lunch. There's just got to red flags you as a principal.
I do get that. I completely agree. Wait, sorry. Finish your red flags thing.
Like, if you're a principal, you should be like, okay, who's the male teacher who has only girls eating his lunch? For sure. His lunch. Who's the male teacher that, like, yeah.
But
who's the gym teacher?
The other question is, were the people going to his lunches becoming good engineers? Did they build a bridge?
The unfortunate problem is they're all women.
Hey! And that's why he's the best, you guys. I think we're good.
Good night.
I think we did it, dude. We're champs. Donovan Strong O'Donnell. He's
Ryder,
the champ.
Olle.
Oh, my gosh.